So this is the all-new Pandora's Box 18S Pro. Now this particular model comes with 8,000 preloaded games. So straight out the box, open it up, plug it in, and you can enjoy 8,000 of your favorite retro games straight away. Now this particular model has an all-new design, so we can see they've gone for more of a curvy design, whereas the previous models had more of a rectangle boxy look. Now in terms of unboxing, what you get in the box is the Pandora's box. We also get this small instruction manual, we get a VGA lead, we get HDMI cable, and we also get a USB-A lead, and they also bundle in some spare buttons. So now let me just take you around the console so we can see it is designed for 2 players. You've got 2 joysticks, each player has 6 buttons each, a play pause button, and also a start button. Let me take you around the side. Now on the back here we can see we actually have an individual button for the LEDs. So if you want to play without these RGB lights, you can actually turn those off. But I personally think it looks much nicer with them on, so let's put those back on. Over here we can see we've got the power input, we've got HDMI out, you got VGA, you got audio jack, you got the volume rocker. Here we have the system config button, so you can press this, then you can make changes to the buttons, you can access the App Store, configure Wi-Fi, and just make changes across the whole system. And here we have 2 USB ports. Now, these will actually allow you to plug in standard USB controllers, giving you the ability to play up to 4-player games, or in certain games, if you rather play with the joypad, you can plug that in and play with that instead of using these digital joysticks. And here we are on the home screen of the Pandora's box. Now, just first up, we can see that we're on page 1 of 800. If I press left on the remote, we can see on the last page, we have a total of 8,000 games. And the last game is the Knights of Valor. And we can see there's actually a couple of different versions of that game. Now, before I take you through the different games and different options, let me just show you the config button. So let me press that now. Here, for example, we can configure the keys. If you want to remap these for different systems, different consoles, you can do that. We can see to exit the games, we press start and coin together. So when you are inside the game, these are the 2 buttons we're going to press. We have the image optimization, which we can leave as HD. You can do scan lines or leave that as off. I personally like to leave that as HD. And we can also enter the game market. So on my device, I've already configured the Wi-Fi. So if I now go into that, we now have access to a massive library, and directly from this games library, we can download games. So for example, here I can look at the download chart. So these are the most popular games that people have downloaded through this library. We can see number 1 is Biochemical Crisis. We have God of War, Crazy Taxi, Mario Kart. So let's say, for example, I want to play this Strikers 1945, which is for FBA. Let's click on that. I can now click on install. And we can see that's actually downloading that game directly from the library onto the unit itself. So it's not just a case that we have 8,000 games and we're stuck with those games. As we can see now, guys, through this application store, this game store, we can actually download even more games directly onto the unit itself. We can now start the game. Just to show you that the entire process works, we find a game in the App Store, we download the game, and we can actually play that game. So let me just make sure that's working okay. And that's working absolutely flawlessly, guys. So just having that access to the App Store where we can download any game that we like and start playing it pretty much straight away. I do think that's a great feature of this brand new Pandora's Box 18S Pro. I'm going to leave the gameplay to the end because I just want to go through the rest of the features, and then I will go through the different systems. So let's exit out of that. So these 2 buttons together, press B to exit. Let me just take you through the system. So here we are on PSP, as we can see down here, and we can see there's 7 pages of games for that system. Then we have PlayStation, N64, and we have 16 pages of games for that. We have Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color. So this is actually the Xbox logo, but this is actually a Mega Drive. We have PC Engine, Dreamcast, Final Burn Alpha, MAME, and we're back to PSP again. Now, as you can also see next to each game, we also have a symbol telling you that this is a 3D game, and this, for example, is a beat 'em up. this is a racing game, this is a sports game, and so on and so forth. Now, fortunately, we don't have to go through a massive list to find whichever game that we want. Either we can navigate to recent, which shows you the recently games that I've played, or we can go straight to the search. Now, the quickest way to get to the search is just by pressing the start button. So let me do that now. And here we are inside the search menu, where we can now search for whichever game that we want. So let's say I'm looking for a bit of Streets of Rage. I can type in that. And we can see as I'm typing in, it's now filtering those results based on that search string. So let's just type in Street. I can now go to the left. So we have Street Fighter, we have Street Express, lots of different Street Fighters. And let's go for Streets of Rage 2, and I can now click on that, and that'll take me directly into the game. All right, let's take on these bad guys. How do I do the super move? Is it this one? Yep. All right. Okay, if I want to exit, I can press these two together. And we can see we also have a save state feature. So what that means is wherever you are in the game, I can press the C button, which is A, B, C. That state is now saved, which means even if I exit the game, B to exit, the next time I go back into that game, I don't have to go through the menus or start anything special. If I want to go back to exactly where I was, press these two buttons together, select the option to load state, and just like that, I can carry on exactly where I left off. So that also is a really great feature of this new Pandora's box. Kick to the face. Damn. All right, let's back out of that. All right, let me take you through the games now. So let's go to the top. Let's start with some PSP. Now, in the interest of time, I'm only going to play like one game per system, and only for about like 30 seconds or so, just so you guys can see what the performance is like. Good start there. How do I sweep the leg? Alright, she's dead anyway. I know it seems like I don't know what I'm doing, but that's actually true. Alright, finished, there you go. Okay, here we are with some Ghosts and Goblins. Actually on the PSP again. Oh! It's a very nice looking game. There goes my clothes. And there goes me. Okay, here we are playing some Crash Bandicoot 3 on the PlayStation. I think I've played this game far too long now, but it is actually really enjoyable. Now let's see if I die again. But you can see, guys, PlayStation emulation works flawlessly on this Pandora's Box 18S. I mean, everybody just loves Mario Kart, don't they? Let's see if I can overtake. Yes, I can do the power boost. Let's drop that. I mean, a game like this probably will be better playing on an Xbox controller or even a PlayStation controller. But we can see it's working absolutely fine with the joystick. Just so you can understand that if you were to get this unit, it's not like every single game on every single system is going to work 100%. There'll always be some glitches. And it does seem like normally N64 is normally the problematic console to emulate. No glitches on this one. Just terrible driving. Again, this would actually be a game that will probably play easier using a controller like the Xbox controller Here we are playing some Dreamcast. Actually looks like a really nice game. That's one of the things I always say, that when you just have so many games, like 8,000 games to play, which ones do you play? You literally could just play one game a day and be sorted for a couple of years. Okay, so round this up, what are my closing thoughts on the all-new Pandora's Box 18S? Well, on the positives, we can see we have 8,000 games preloaded onto this box, so no need to mess about trying to find games online or transfer games or download games. Literally just get this unit, power this on, and you can immediately start enjoying 8,000 of these classic retro arcade games. I also like the fact that we have that built-in application store, so again, even though we have 8,000 games out of the box, it doesn't mean we have to stay with 8,000 games. As I demonstrated with that 1942 shooting game, I was able to browse the App Store, the Game Store, find a game that I liked, clicked on that, and that was then immediately downloaded to my device, where I could then start playing that straight away. So just having that flexibility where you can add games. You can also remove some of the games on here if you don't want to play them, you want to reorganize your library. You really do have full control of that. I also like the build quality, so the unit itself, the buttons, the joystick, they do have a nice premium feel. The lights look pretty good as well, and you can actually turn them off, so if lights are not your thing, you can actually turn those off. Now, on the negatives, I actually don't like this new sort of curvy design. I mean, I guess it is personal preference, but I actually like the previous more rectangular design. I just think that did look a little bit neater. Now, another negative I was going to say was actually the price. This cost just under $400, but fortunately the company Ploy Lab, and once again, many thanks to them for sending this unit out for review, they've actually provided me with a discount code. So using that discount code, you can actually get $90 off this unit. So if you are looking for an all-in-one retro console gaming station with all of those things I mentioned, the built-in Wi-Fi, built-in 8,000 games, built-in App Store, so with that big discount code, I do think this makes the Pandora's Box 18S Pro a lot more attractive. But that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Many thanks for watching. Do leave me a comment below and let me know what you think about this unit. Are you a retro gamer? Do you think these boxes are worth it? Do leave me a comment below, let me know what you think, and I'll hopefully catch up with you guys real soon. Thanks.